Um, Donations are open, no free readings. Like the stream, guys. Happy Sunday. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Oh yeah, you guys can hear me. You're just hearing me breathe. Hi everyone, welcome in. Like the stream, donations are open. Oh my god.
Hi, Jess. How are you? Grab my pretzel. I feel like a little hungry. So today I was on this call with some other coaches or whatever, and like Nikki was on there, Flossie. It was a few other people, and we were like talking about stuff, and they were talking about how um one of the coaches was saying how somebody said, I've done like, I forget the number of affirmations, and I felt no shift. And she's like, why are people looking for shifts? Like, who told them that they should be looking for shifts? And I was like, yo, if I couldn't tell you how many people I've talked to that have said that, or like they just insinuate always like about shifts, and it's just, I'm like, yo, that shit, it's just stuff that's gonna gradually fucking happen. I mean, for some people it's instant, but it's like if you're constantly looking for shifts, that's looking for signs. That's like fucking with the 3D. And I'm like, yeah, I never look for them, but I can notice when I'm like in a certain zone, or like if I'm like, it's gonna happen naturally, and you're not gonna notice it because you're gonna be so. This is how I look at it. If you're noticing, if you're focusing on it, you're just kind of looking. It's only because you're looking for it, right? That's how I look at it. To me, if you're noticing it, it's because you're looking for it. Because if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna notice it. Like, can you tell if like, you know, because I was telling them how I do, like, I tell everybody to do like their daily checks, and they were saying no, and like Nikki was saying, yeah, that's how I taught you, like I taught you that, and I was like, yeah, like you did, and I was like, so I do my daily checks, and I was like, yeah, can I sit here and say, yo, where my mindset is at compared to, how it was in like even May and June, I'm like, it's completely different. It's a lot more calmer. So yeah, of course. But am I sitting here looking for a shift? No, because I don't give a fuck about no shift. They were dying. I said, I give a fuck about getting my whole manifestation. I don't give a fuck about a shift. Because sometimes you're not gonna get a shift. Like, yeah, as long as donations are open, guys, then you guys can send. If it says donations are closed, make sure you guys read the last post I put up, because we get this a lot and no one is paying attention. But yeah, as long as I'm live, and I mean, unless it says donations are closed, then it's closed. Um, but sometimes you're not gonna notice a shift until you get your shift. So I was telling them, I'm like, I thought I was tripping with that, because I'm like, when people ask me that, it almost like, or when people mention, it's not that it bothers me. It's just, stop looking for a shift, y'all. Like, stop, stop. The only thing you should focus on is your end story. Me either, Jess. I don't give a fuck about a shift or a feeling. Like, I don't care. Because sometimes we manifest things like just, that for the most part, like, we thought about something and it just happened. Do we fucking sit there and look for a shift? No. Do we look for a feeling? No. I think adding all that stuff complicates things. Now, the one thing that I do believe in, and I'm gonna stick to that because I know that's what But I've seen it even when we were on the coaching call today. A lot of them, I feel like most of them agree, adding focus affirming to your routine because, and this is how somebody explained it. I was like, that's a good explanation for me to use when I'm telling people because I feel like when I am focus affirming, look at the money thing. I just did it last week, and when I tell you my Etsy shop just like boom, boom, boom. But and this is why because I feel like she said if you're learning a new language, yeah, you could just repeat stuff in your head, but if you're not paying attention to a certain extent, you're still it's just a passive thought. So like while I think that because I was like, yeah, I do what I was taught was mindless affirming, right? I mean active affirming, mindless affirming, or active affirming. I don't know, but it's the same thing, right? I do feel like focus affirming, when you're more focused on what you're saying, it does impress the subconscious faster because that's like I was like that's a perfect analogy for me because I've been learning Italian, and I'm like when I listen to the tapes and I'm not really paying attention to what I'm saying, I don't grasp it. But if I just sit down for a few minutes, like at night, I usually do it. I haven't done it this week, but I'm gonna start back up. I tend to pick up on it a lot faster. So I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. It does impress the subconscious more. Like either way, you're impressing the subconscious, but some ways are do take longer. So that I do feel like there is a certain way to do stuff where it is more efficient. Um, and like they were saying, like stick to one or two things. Like for me, it's gonna be affirming because can you add Andrea and also Suncard? And I'm gonna do a free yes or no for everyone who donates. I meant to put that, but I forgot. Um, yeah, I know, but trust me, like from someone who has practiced it, when you're more focused affirming and you're definitely impressing your subconscious more, and that is definitely even scientifically proven versus passive affirming. Um, and there is ways that for you to manifest faster, and that robotic affirming is not it. But I say for people to do what they want to do, I just say always add focus affirming because it does impress the subconscious faster. It's like when you're learning, like when you're learning something. Like I said, even when you're learning a language, when you're watching, let's say if I'm watching a movie right now, if I'm not focused on it, I miss so much shit from it. Like if I just have it playing in the background, there's been many movies that I've watched. You know what movie? I think I want to say it was The Notebook, where my sister talked to me. I think I was watching it while I was cleaning, right? So I'm listening to what they were saying, but it wasn't until I sat down because my sister was like, "Yeah, how about this part?" And I'm like, because I was like, that movie didn't make me cry. Like I knew a lot of people, hi everyone, that said it made them cry, and I was like, yeah, that movie none of it made me cry. Yeah, until I sat down and really watched it, and then I was like, oh, it is because you're not when you're not really your focus is not on it. So yeah, I do believe, and like I said, it is scientifically proven. That's why I was like, when I was doing robotic affirming, I'm like, yo, I saw no results from it, like none whatsoever. And I have a few people too that I've coached that told me that they've been doing robotic affirming for a long time. Like one of the girls had been doing robotic affirming for like 2 years and she saw nothing. And then when told her how to do focus affirming, she does the the timer. She can't focus like that. She does the timer and she does like listening to them and repeating them afterwards. Her speed are engaged now. So yeah, for me, I'm like, that's just because I'm seeing more proof of that than robotic affirming. Um, she's the one that I think she's the one that had been affirming for like 2 years. Now her and her speed were together, but he kept telling her that he was not getting married, and he was so adamant about it. Um, he literally said, I get what you're saying, Just, but it's not just that. I'm telling you that because I know I've seen proof of it. People, this girl said that robotic affirming for her was it, and she got it from YouTube. She said robotic affirming, she believed in it 100%. But when she sat there and she really was like, yo, I never saw movement. So it's not, there is certain things that are going to work better and faster. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not about robotic affirming people that you, from talking to people and actually doing research, bro, people have been doing robotic affirming for years and see nothing. As soon as they start focusing, they start to see results. That there is proof there. There's a lot of proof there. And I would say for you, like, I get what you're saying, and I know that it's whatever we believe, but there are certain things that we have to also, in a certain way, be a little logical about it. Because I'm not going to sit here and robotic affirm all day. Like, I've told y'all that before. I like to live my life. I don't want to be outside doing fun shit and be thinking about affirmation. That's why I do my stuff in sessions the way that I do. And I will say, I robotic affirmed for 4 months and saw no results. And I went into it with 100% certainty that it worked because I saw so many videos of coaches saying that it worked. So I went into it with 100% certainty. And when I was there, no, we saw no results. No results. And that's why I say, like, look at the stuff that you're doing. Are you seeing results fast enough? Because technically, and I'm not saying that timing matters, but I am also talking from a perspective of not only from teaching people, but from my own self and from what people have been telling me as of recently. I have a lot of people that are not on YouTube that I coach. And when somebody's telling me, not only just one person, several people are telling me, I've been robotic affirming for years and have saw no results. And I went into it in that perspective, like, this shit works. Because I stopped doing focus affirming because to me, everybody said that it worked. And for me, I saw no results. And if anything, I felt more anxious because I don't want to fucking affirm all day. That's robotic affirming to me is very passive. It's like passive thinking where when I focus affirm, I see results way faster. I see results within days. So yes, I'm gonna say that robotic affirming is good as a passive thing, but it's not good for it to move fast. And that's from seeing results for myself and other people. Now, if people want to waste their time, and I'm not saying it's a waste of time in that way, I feel like robotic affirming is good when you're busy and stuff like that, but there should be some focus affirming. Absolutely. And I'm going to stick to that. Andre, you can post your question. I'm going by results. And yes, I think that I'm going to stick with that. Get y'all focus affirming in. Because I don't want to be waiting 5 years for something to happen. And Andrea, you sent for an in-depth plus, correct? And let me just go back. Focus affirming to me is for, I feel like it works better for things you have resistance with. For other shit, no, you could, because we just think about stuff and they happen. So that to me is like a mindless affirming thing. But that's when you don't have any resistance. And we know that. But when you have resistance to something, absolutely, some type of focus affirming. Like, I don't do visualizations. I hate doing visualizations. And I don't like scripting either. But does it work for some people? Yeah, it does. I reconciled with Simon. Are his romantic intentions, or is he still playing the same games? Okay, let's see. What are his intentions? I'm going to word it like that because that's more leaning towards. And you guys that donated, you get a free yes or no. Let's see, what are Simon's intentions now that him and Andrea reconciled? What are Simon's intentions now that him and Andrea reconciled? What are Simon's intentions now that him and Andrea reconciled? Alright, you got the Three of Swords. Let's see. That's starting the spread. The Wheel of Fortune. The Queen of Cups. The Four of Cups in the reverse. All right, so right away, I'm feeling, all right, right away, you're getting advice from Spirit. They're saying for you not to pour in more than he's pouring into the connection. Because I'm getting, so the Three of Swords is you. I feel like you were maybe like feeling upset, maybe heartbroken, sad, maybe even confused. And then I feel like now that you guys are back together, you're in the Queen of Cups energy, which is like very emotionally awakened, very like very soft, very empathetic, very understanding. They're saying follow your intuition, because with the Four of Cups in the reverse, you may still be pouring more into the connection than he is. I do have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, which talks about delays, lack of communication, things moving slow. Show me more, Spirit. The Nine of Pentacles. See, the High Priestess, you are showing up as following your intuition, needing to be more certain before doing things in this connection. So it's almost like, let me get one more. Well, there's a Ten of Cups and it came out with the Five of Wands. There's, so I want to see what are his intentions, because I'm not getting anything on his intentions outside of you being mindful of how much you pour into this connection. All right, we got the Knight of Wands for him. Show me Simon's intentions here. The Judgment in the reverse, okay. The Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. The Six of Cups. I don't know. His energy looks in and out. The Five of Wands. I mean, the Five of Swords. So you're showing up as a queen. He's showing up as a knight. Knights are not too bad. But the Knight of Wands is a very in and out, on and off, hot and cold energy. The Judgment is all about like not seeing things clearly, having like a clouded judgment. And with the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, I'm getting like not really ready to plant seeds for a long-term future. So I'm gonna stick with what Spirit is saying. Like you're, all right, with the Ten of Cups being clarified by the Five of Wands, there is a conflict here when it comes to long term. So I'm getting, you are more thinking long term. He may not be there just yet. Like he could be thinking about maybe like short term, or just in the moment, living day to day. Where you're thinking more so living, um planning towards the future. And I feel like there is a conflict here with these two fives coming out, the Five of Swords, the Five of Wands. Mentally, you guys may not be on the same page. Um, Again, he's showing up as a knight. I feel like it's like he wants to build with you, but it's gonna be a lot slower than you're wanting. I really don't see this person being serious about something. Yeah, the chariot, like they're stuck energy. Like I don't know if he, like I what I can say is like you guys are on this in the same book on different chapters. So like you're already towards the end where you're getting married, you're living a good life, and he's still in the beginning where he's still trying to figure things out. He's still in chapter 1, you're in chapter 30. That's the energy I get. Do I feel like he doesn't have good intentions? No, but I feel like what's there's a huge disconnect with where he sees his life, and I don't know how old he is, but I'm getting like young, like really young, like almost like I want to say like 20, and spirit showing me like 19, and then you're like more in your 30s, like more mature, and not saying that that's your ages, but that's where I see like it feels like there's just a big gap when it comes to maturity, mentality. Just like again, spirit is saying you need to pay attention to your intuition. I would say like this is, remember every all readings are energy, so it's not to say that this is exactly 100% how he feels, but when there's a disconnect here, it does feel like we're not on the same page, and you may be giving a lot more to this connection than he's willing to give, and you have to be careful with that energy because people chase that energy, especially when they know that you're a giver. So it's like spirit is saying like you're gonna have to see things through and kind of figure it out, like because it does feel like there's a lot of disconnect here. Let me get these oracles, I want to see what they say. You said we're both 22, but yeah, I'm more mature than him. Yeah, because I know, like, exactly, Jess is in her 20s and her person is in her 20s, but you could feel their maturity when you read their energy, and like you could just read closeness, and then you could read like where there's a lot of distance and growth, and that's where I see like there's a big gap. So it's not necessarily that he has bad intentions, but just where he's at mentally, maturity wise, could be like a conflict here, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want anyone to think that 20-year-olds are all immature because they're not. um show me. Wait, no. It says redirect your thoughts, focus on what you want to attract in this relationship, not what you fear will happen. You have been manifesting this relationship, everything you want will soon be yours. Actions speak louder than words. If you want to know what someone is feeling, watch what they're doing. There you go. That's that following your intuition. You need to watch what he's doing. Deception. Someone is wearing a mask in this relationship. Pay attention to the signs. It does say the synchronicities you have been noticing are not coincidences. So for me, that's good or bad. Okay, we got a few that came out. Be present. You will attract love by enjoying your life as it is wherever you are. Be all there. Be optimistic. Keep in mind that you create your reality. You can't attract love with a negative mindset. We have new love. A new chapter begins, whether it's with a new partner or um, in a current relationship. We have we have a few. Have faith. The angels are working behind the scenes to make this relationship flourish. Distance. The separation you are experiencing is necessary to help the relationship grow. So maybe as time goes on, like he will start to like develop more and evolving like to where to your level. But again, only time will tell and only you will know that. It says reaching your goal, everything you want from this connection will manifest in the near future. We have be honest. Heart to heart conversations are necessary. It is safe for you to talk about your feelings. So I would say, yeah, like even just like communication. We all know that's a big thing for relationships. And then we have let go. If someone leaves you confused, more than comforted, you need to reassess their access to you. So that's what I have for that. If you have a yes or no, go ahead and post it. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Sometimes you gotta step aside from people. I cut somebody off, y'all, and when I tell you my life been flourishing ever since, and it's only been a month, that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this not a coincidence. Like, some people just really have a dark cloud, and maybe that's just a belief I have over that person, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to correct it. I don't want to correct it. I want to keep. I'm gonna keep it just the way it is. Cause you know what? That's something I realized as I was younger. Just you laughing, yo, it's so true. You know what? When I told my sister, she was like, I was talking to her earlier. She was like, um, girl, you've been doing that since we was younger. I was dying. Andrea, do you have a yes or no? If not, I'm gonna move on to Sun Card. Sun Card, you can start posting. Yo, it's very true. Like it's very true. Like I that's why I say like I'm like sometimes you know, I was just talking to someone. I'm like, sometimes it's not bad to use your logic with certain shit. Like, sometimes I have to balance that out. It's just, certain things I don't use my logic. I'm going to use whatever the fuck I want. But, um, yeah, like some shit you just fucking know. Like, haters, it's going to show their signs. You're welcome, Andrea. If you have a yes or no, just let us know. I had an interesting situation come up with work where I had to fire a client today. Can I know the energy around this? I feel like I'm being tested a bit. All right, let's see. All right, I got you, Andrea. If you, before I get off live, and I'll be back on tonight, if you think of a yes or no, just let me know. And just if you have a question, you could just post. I mean, you could add yourself. All right, for Andrea, for Sun Card, let's see. Yo, I've been seeing a lot of stuff on threads about people like firing clients. I'm like, yeah, I'm on that side. I don't care. Like, you just be out of pocket. Bye. So we got the Hermit in the reverse. Let's see. Let's see. What is the energy around this? So right away with the Hermit coming out in the reverse, to me, I feel like don't. Okay, so you have the Hermit, the Two of Pentacles, and the World. And what I'm getting is like for me, the Hermit usually go into Hermit mode if you're like needing to like regroup, like have spiritual growth, learn something, right? Like from going within. With it showing up in the reverse, to me, I feel like Spirit saying like you're doing the right thing. Don't second guess yourself with this Two of Pentacles. I mean, you may be going back and forth with it, but they're saying you made the right call. It's just time. It was time to close out that chapter with this person per se. I don't see that there's a necessary test. Like how I can say it is. Let me just get more cards before I go on, because I could say it was yeah the Two of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Queen of Swords with the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, no. So, all right. So what I'm getting, I don't feel like is a test. It's just like it's a secluded situation. So, like this situation it was like something that was bound to happen, but not because you're being tested. Okay, like I want to be clear on how that comes out. So it's not like it's not related to anything else. Like it's just a situation that happened. Um, Side is freaking out. when the rest of me is like, girl, chill. Yes, and you coming out as the Queen of Swords. That's what I was gonna say. You're carrying on like this burden that you don't have to carry on, right? The Two of Pentacles is all about finding balance, and then we're ending it with the Queen of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, which is like you are the balance. You have found your balance, and having that structured, the Queen of Swords is like she has different sides because I feel like she is either she has levels to her, right? So it's like I'm gonna be stern. Here I am at level one. I'm gonna be stern, but I'm gonna let you know what it is. Or she could go to 50 and now she's like, sword up, I'm gonna cut your head off. Or she could go to 1,000 and now the bitch is out, right? And so I feel like you were still at level one when you did this. So it's not like you. I think too, like with the Two of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, like it's kind of like Spirit saying it's easy to feel that way, right? And like you said, like you're people pleasing, right? And but you also have to be more structured. I feel like the chapter was meant to close out. I feel like I honestly feel like you letting go of her is gonna bring you in like 4 or 5 more clients for some reason. They want you to know that. So it's like let go of that burden of maybe feeling guilty or like trying to find answers to it because there is none outside of like, you know what, there had to have been. See, I feel like if it's a situation where it's like you just woke up today and you was like, bitch, you fired. Like, I ain't doing your shit again, right? Most times that's not the case when it comes to clients, right? Unless they come in with that energy right away the first time. So I feel like I just want to clarify something real quick. Clarify this Ten of Wands. Actually, do the Two of Swords first. Show me the Two of Swords. You may go back and forth with this friend. Look, the King of Wands, he's the entrepreneur. That's all we need to see at this point. He's the entrepreneur. Your vision is clear, and I think that you made a clear decision. Again, it was all about balance, like when it comes to your energy. So in a way, I can say like a lesson that you're learning now is like it's okay to get rid of people. Like I know that it's hard when you're an entrepreneur, and this is how we make our money. But I also feel like it's so easy to get wrapped up in that energy and be dealing with bullshit that honestly is not worth the money. And I feel like that's where you're at. Yeah, like the Two of Cups is here. So again, you're getting your balance, and I feel like it's only making room for something, for more clients is what I'm saying. And they got back. Oh yeah, then bye, girl. I had a client. Oh my god, you know what? It's funny. I had a client like that. Let me tell you something. I had a client like that where she literally got her hair cut a specific way, like her bangs, right? Because she was balding in the front. But this is the thing, you cannot expect your hair to look the same 5 years later when your hair has continued to be thinning. So she kept trying to pull hair from the back to come to the front, and I had to tell her, like, I was like, girl, I'm not gonna do that because it's my work and that looks crazy. Hi, IJ. Hi, Sarah. How are you, love? Jess, can you ask Sarah? Make sure don't forget to add yourself. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, right? So then I started to cut her hair a certain way where it still looked nice and full, but we had to change the way it looked a little bit, right? Girl, she would sit. I mean, she would give me like, I'm talking about this girl had thin ass hair. She would get a fucking bang, like a wash and cut and style. I do that in less than an hour, like in less than an hour, right? She would be here for like 2 hours, and one day I was like, I'm not doing that, like. And she would stand up and then she would comb this hair and then she'll be like, can you cut this piece and can you cut that piece? And that day I was like, you know what? Whatever. But I ain't doing her hair again. And then I found out that she was talking shit. She was like, yeah, because she was telling one of my other clients that, I did her hair like frequently. That she was like, yeah, because she didn't cut my hair right. And like, she's not covering up the bald spot. And I'm fucking have it. And I'm like, you want me to work a miracle? Like, you want me to, how do you expect me, y'all, like, seriously, how do you expect me to cover a bald spot with hair that's not there? you can't even put extensions there because it's the front of the hair, it's the top of the hair. So I've let her go. Let me tell you, she blew me up for. I'm talking about like 3 years later, she was still hitting me up. She had her sister call me, and since I didn't know the number, I picked up and she said, "Hey, yeah, Kelly wants to talk to you." I said, "I do not want to talk to your sister." I hung up and I blocked her too. Like it was a mess, but I'm like, you know what? I got rid of her, and I'm like, cause I schedule my stuff a certain way, and I don't feel guilty. Until this day, she will tell people like only she know how to cut my hair right. Well, you fucked that up. They be expecting miracles. I'm telling you, like people will show me hairstyles, and I'm like, I wanted to. I'm like, or hair colors. I'm like, that was somebody photoshopped that color. I can show you the original picture. You get what I'm saying? People enhance their pictures too. Or I'll be like, that girl has way thicker hair, and more than likely they use extensions, so you'll need extensions for your hair, And they don't want to listen. They don't want to pay because they don't want to pay more. But I was saying that to say like it's okay to fire people, and I feel like spirit is on your side because I'm seeing like it's gonna weigh heavy on you. I think now it probably won't feel so heavy, but I'm also seeing because you're the entrepreneur here, like you're the king of wands, so it's like your vision is clear, and I feel like you letting go of this, it was like like I said, we could use it as a single type of like situation that happened, or we can look at it, let's just say it is a lesson. Your lesson here is that you know what, it's okay. And I feel like you're gonna feel even better because I see more clients coming in. So it's like I want to say good riddance, and I don't speak like that about clients, but I'm gonna say good riddance. You're gonna have more room for like other people to come in to meet other people. It's like sometimes you got to get rid of the old for the new to come in, and that's you just made room for that. And I'm saying like spirit saying like don't. As soon as I saw the hermit come out in the reverse, to me is like no, because when it's in the upright, then that's when you have to go dig deep and like figure something out. Like you've already kind of like known, like even if it wasn't with that situation per se, but it's almost like you have your wisdom, you are wise, and you made a wise decision. Um, is there anything else for her? And if you have a yes or no, make sure you post it. Girl, you said that, and look, the Ten of Swords came out. That just gave me chills. Like you just closed out a dark chapter. Oh my God, look. Three of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Four of Wands all came out at once. See, this is like good news coming towards you, new opportunities, new people. That's crazy. Like after this chapter is closed now, here we go. Like there's a bright light here. Bad energy. All yeah. See, you had to get rid of that. I don't play about that stuff, y'all. Like, and it's funny because yo, I swear to y'all, like spirit always is on point. Because earlier today when I was showering before I came on live, like, or like I mean earlier today when I took a shower, I was thinking and I was like, specifically, I thought Um, and that was for you, Sun Card. Again, if you have a yes or no, post it. I was thinking about like that, like clients that I've let go of, or like, situations that I was, clients that I won't do their hair. And I was like, I don't do my clients, their mom's hair. I've had experiences with my clients' moms where I was like, yeah, never. I told my clients, like, I will not be doing your mom's hair again. My friend, even my friend Angie, if she's on here, she'll agree with me. She said that her mom asked her one time if I could do her hair, and she was like, I don't think so. She was like, Ellie, you won't want to do her hair because she's a pain in the butt of a client. And I was like, I wasn't gonna do her hair anyways. I said I don't do people's mom's hair anymore because a lot of them have been going to other people, and then like I had one that used to try to tell me how to do her hair, and I was like, oh hell no. Nah. All right, Sun Card, no problem. Well, I'll be on for a little while. I'm most likely will be on later tonight too. So if you don't have one now, you can always come back. All right, Jess, it's your turn. Are we checking in on your lover boy? Say no. Y'all, could you imagine if Jess was to come in here one day and be like, I got a new man and it's not lover boy? I'll be like, bitch, you should have text me that. Remember the one time I texted you, I was like, girl, he reached out. I'm so unserious. I should probably get more serious, y'all, so I could start manifesting more shit. Girl, let me tell you, you curled your hair so cute. Did you do that with a curling iron? You were right. Wait, about what? Oh, you know what, Jess? I had asked you if that was a bathroom pic from work, because I was about to say, no, he didn't copy you. Girl, I was so hyped. I was like, if she says yes, I'm going to be so excited because, like, bruh, you posted a bathroom pic all of a sudden because she did. I mean, still. And good luck, Sun Card. You're welcome. All right, let's see. How did Jay feel? Oh, those, yeah, those work, right? I bought some and I haven't used them. You know what my younger sister used to do? She would do like 4 buns in her hair. Like she would like twist them a little and would do 4 buns like in the morning, and then like towards the night she would take them out and her hair would look curly. Like it would look cute. All right, let's see. Yeah, I said starting tomorrow I'm gonna start getting like dressed up. Well, not dressed up, but you know what I mean. Or how did Jay feel when he saw? You did? How did you do the back? How did you trim the back? You would look nice with your front, like your like a curtain bang. Oh my god, I can't stop belching. How did Jay feel about the story she posted? You know what's a good curling iron too? The one that you press the button and it just curls up. Those are good. All right, the 5 of Wands. Let's see. A lot of thinking, girl. He is thinking a lot, obsessively thinking about you. I have the 5 of Wands, the King of Cups, the Devil, like obsessively thinking, and this Devil card is literally like, you know, the image of like the devil, I guess, and the woman, and I feel like he's looking like down at her, and she's like, she has her hands like handcuffed, and he's just like he looks very lustful. So I'm getting like a lot of lustful energy, a lot of like obsessive thinking. um he viewed the girl. I think that he was feeling a little conflicted because I feel like with the 5 of Wands is like that energy of like overthinking, but I'm getting like obsession. um yeah, the Ace of Swords. Oh, the Ace of Swords came out with the 5 of Wands. So I feel like yo, he's overthinking like stupid shit. Like I feel like, all right. So these are the pictures that I commented on, right? I'm assuming because I keep seeing them in my like third eye. I feel like that first one was like it gave him some clarity because he's been like feeling like confused as to like what the situation was. Um so there's like some type of breakthrough that happened here, and I think that he was caught off guard by that breakthrough. Like I feel like now he has some clarity, and now, all right, how can I put this with the energy that I'm getting? Like before he wasn't sure. So, but he was in that energy. Remember the other day I gave you a reading that he's like, you know what? Like, I don't even give a fuck. If she is talking to someone, I don't give a fuck because that's all me, right? Where now he's like, oh shit, she's not talking to anyone, but that's still all me. But then what the fuck do I do now? So it was almost like I feel like him thinking that you may have had someone felt like almost like a challenge, and I think in a way it's what he was using as an excuse, low key, as to like not come in. But now that he has clarity, he's like, oh shit, I have no excuse, no reason to not come in. So I feel like that's there, plus all that lustful energy. Um, it was giving me a lot with that. So I hope that makes sense, Jess. So now it was like before, and not saying a challenge that he wasn't like he didn't want you. It was just a challenge, whatever. No, like he still wanted you, but then it was like that was the reason why he wasn't coming in because he wasn't sure. Now he knows. Like the King of Cups is what came out under it is the Two of Pentacles. Clarify this Two of Pentacles. See, now he's trying to figure out what am I gonna do? Now I know she's not fucking with nobody. Or at least know that she's not in a relationship. Even if she is talking to other people, she's not in a relationship. He's gonna come in slowly. I think with the Knight of Pentacles, like I feel like because so this is what I'm getting. I feel like he may have felt like the urge to like send you something flirty or something like I don't know, sarcastic, but like in a spicy way. And he's like literally is taking all his willpower not to do that because he doesn't want to come in that way. Yeah, see the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So he doesn't want to come in with like all this crazy lustful energy. Yeah, he wants to come in more in his the Three of Pentacles energy, like wanting to build with you. Girl with the Ten of Pentacles. He's coming in with something. Girl, the Ace of Wands is here. He's going to come in with some type of like, he wants to come in with some type of offer. And I feel like right now he's like, yo, I can't come in just on some lustful shit, even though that's what I want to do. That's what I want to say. Jess, you never have a yes or no, but if you have one, you could post it. So that's what I have for you, Jess. All right, IJ, thank you. Hi, everyone that's here. Please like the stream. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm not tired, by the way. I slept so good. Yo, I was so tired. I slept so good yesterday. When I got back from my client, yo, my feet and my back hurt so bad that I just barely could walk up the stairs. Sarah, let me know if you're here. You know what? I gotta use the restroom. Do I? I feel like I do, and then I'm like, why am I questioning it? Yeah, let me go use the bathroom. If Sarah's not back, IJ, you can post. All right, I'm back. All right, RJ, you can post. Oh shit, she did. Oh my god. Yo. Damn, in a matter of what, a week? I damn. RJ, you got what? Her following you, liking stuff from 599 weeks ago. And commenting on your shit. Okay. Let's see. How is she feeling about things between them? Let's see. How is not feeling about things? Alright, I got the Six of Swords, the Six of Wands. Hi, Anita, how are you? The Five of Pentacles. Okay, show me more. Yo, you know what I'm getting? Wanting to be included. Like, alright. I feel like how she's feeling about things between you guys now, especially now that she's like commenting on stuff. I feel like, yeah, like she's including herself in your post. Like she's, yeah, that makes sense. Wanting to be included. Okay, I don't have to really like, but I'm also getting like, she can see herself. She can now really see herself with someone like you. I feel like even though we always saw that she was like watching you and stuff like that, I just feel like now, before I think it was like of a like and like a passive thing. Like she was just like will scroll and see that you posted and like see what you posted, kept it moving. I think in the past she would look at your likes and stuff like that. But now she's like thinking about things on a more deeper level. Which makes sense to me because that is how manifestation works. It goes from like from little shit to like things just growing. So I feel like she's thinking about things more on a deeper level, more curious too with the Page of Wands. So like I mean the Page of Swords. So she's definitely like watching a lot more, and that's funny that I mentioned that. Like she's watching a lot more, she's paying attention a lot more to detail. So she's feeling good about your connection with her, about the connection itself. I just feel like she's a lot more curious, and I feel like she can definitely see herself with someone like you. Like, I believe you have pictures of like your family and stuff like that, and maybe she feels like she can relate to them too. So it is a thing where I feel like she feels more closeness, wanting to give you more attention. Why is the Ten of Swords here with the Chariot? Yeah, she's ready to like keep progressing things. So I will say like you're gonna see a lot more of this coming up, IJ. You're gonna see a lot more of like her interacting with you. Oh snaps! Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes, yeah. That's funny, IJ. So yeah, I feel like you're gonna see her. You're gonna have a lot more communication with her, is what I'm getting. It may not be like deep conversations or like always in the DM, but it's gonna be things that she's gonna interact to. Like she's gonna definitely be interacting with you a lot more. So you're gonna feel like those, you don't have, like, not saying that you won't have to be so deep with her. I'm not getting that, but it's gonna start to feel like more comfortable on both sides. So like she's gonna feel more comfortable commenting on your stuff. You'll most likely comment on her stuff. DMs, of course, like things like that. It's gonna be a lot of like little things, and I feel like this is her way of like opening like a new dialogue. Like, remember, I feel like this reminds me of like readings from the past where it would say like switch things up with her. Remember, like, I used to be like, I remember something along the lines where it was like, you don't have to always be so deep. Sometimes you can send her stuff that's funny, or like just like random little stuff. Like, well, I feel like this is her own way of like contributing to the connection, and this is how she feels. Like, this is my way of contributing, and switching the dialogue. That it doesn't always have to be a conversation as long as we're interacting. Because maybe she doesn't always have like a lot to say. That could be it too. Like sometimes, like for me, and I'm using myself as an example, like I do hair all day sometimes. Like on those days where, like, yesterday was a day I did hair all day. I wanted to come on live. I wanted to at least do a membership, but I just was like, yo, I don't even feel like talking right now. And it wasn't that I was like feeling down or anything. I was just exhausted. I talked all day. I'm exhausted. I want to talk more. So maybe like it's a situation like that where maybe she feels like I'm talking to people all day, but I can have these little interactions. Like I can give, I can still give, but in different ways. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting her like, because I have almost all her energy here. I feel like it's like she's moving the connection forward in her own kind of way. So remember, like I used to get that a lot with her too. Like she used to think about ways like how she can contribute to the connection. Well, this is her way. Yeah, this is her way of like contributing to the connection, or like giving to you what you pour into her. But again, it's like it may look different than what we. That's why I say like keep it open, like because even when you're manifesting, keep it open because you never know how it's gonna come in. So like even her commenting on your post, like that's more conversation than if she wasn't. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. I see like more of that happening, and like she's literally doing it so that she can have a way to like still connect with you, even if, like I said, it's not that she doesn't want to talk to you, but sometimes you just be tired. You're welcome, IJ. IJ, you get a yes or no too. Yo, y'all. Let me tell you, I had almost crashed out on somebody on Etsy today. No, I really did. I actually did, and I'm gonna like. So she asked me. She orders like with a spicy spread, right? Cool. I tell them to list who they want it from. She sends me this long ass message, y'all. Like it says, "Hey, hope you're doing well. I bought a reading." She tells me her name. She says, just as like a description, could it be when it came to just a past male acquaintance who I liked, who I like asked the reader called Angelic Tarot, but in like the first reading with them, just a description when it came to who I was like asking about, I guess was all. So I said I'm so confused about what you're asking. Like, did y'all get anything of what she just said? So she puts um which part were sorry confused about. You had a stroke hearing that. I had a stroke reading it, right? I said the messages can be from a past or present person, doesn't matter. And I said the whole thing was confusing. She said, I guess I was asking if it could be just when it came to like a past male acquaintance, and just as a description, who I asked the reader called Angelic Tarot about in the first reading with them, just as a description, just I guess past energy. Was that better? And I said, so I'm like just getting to the point of like who it can be from, right? And I said, okay. I was like, it can be from anyone. She said, it said there on the page to write from who you want it, like, from. So I did. So I'm not, like, sure what you mean could be from anyone. And I was like, you're making this more difficult than it has to be. Who do you want the messages from? You don't get it either, yo. I thought I was losing my fucking mind. I was like, you didn't list who you wanted them from, who you wanted the messages from. You sent me a bunch of questions that confused me. I said, listen. I didn't say listen, but I said, could you please just list the name of the person you want the messages from? I'm not sure why you mentioned another reader. That's all confusing, but even your questions are confusing. Just list the name of who you want your messages from. That's all I need. She said, no, I didn't ask any questions. I gave a description of who and just asked in that if that description was okay for it instead of name. And I said, you can list the name, initial, you can say past person, current person, an acquaintance, a freaking coworker, like. And I said, that's why I asked you to clarify. Your first message was confusing. It had a lot of questions, especially when you mentioned another reader, which made no sense. She said, that's why I wrote just a male acquaintance. I only mentioned the other reader as a description, like there with soul energy was more specific. If that was okay. And I said, yo, just like, what the fuck? Mind y'all, when I first read it, I was just like kind of waking up, right? So I went back to read it because remember, just that happened to me with you where I was like, just I'm so confused about what you're telling me, but the next day I got it. So I thought it was a moment like that. And then I was like, I don't still, I said, and I told her, I said, just for future references, keep it simple. The description says to just name the person. If you don't want to name the person, just say that they're a past person, past acquaintance, whatever you want to call them. Just make that clear. That's it. And yeah, she said, okay, thank you. I'm just like, bro, like, you confused the fuck out of me. And I know I ain't fucking crazy. All right, IJ said, was she posting for me in her stories last night? Oh, okay, let's see. Was she posting for IJ last night in her stories last night? Oh, she wants you to be thinking. The Seven of Cups just try to come out. The Judgment, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. That is a yes for me. That is a definite yes. Just said, some people be giving much info except the one that's asked, yo, just put the damn info. Like, it literally says, yo, I'm gonna go right to the thing and I'll come to Sarah. I think Sarah, I'm gonna see if, all right, so I'm viewing my shop right now, right? And mind you, I'm so grateful because my shop has been doing really good this week. So I'm grateful. I don't take it for granted whatsoever because I know, like, the line of business that we're in is like, some people are ordering, some people are not. So it literally says on my listing, um, require your name and the person you'd like the messages from. All of that. And that is what it says for the personalization. It says your name and the person you like the messages from. You gotta put it. Yeah, like, just put it. Like, and to me, like, all right, if you don't want to use the person's name, some people get weird about that. That's fine. Like, that's fine. I do think that if the more information, I mean, as far as like names go, then you kind of can tap more into that person's energy. But I feel like either way is cool, but just put the fucking info. just put the info that you're being asked to put. Like, why all the questions? And then add talking about another reader and like the question that you asked that reader. And it was just like, what the fuck, y'all? Am I fucking losing my mind? Because I know I'm not. I know I'm not. Shit. All right, let me see. Let me see if Sarah's. I know sometimes she'll tell me to put a timestamp. Hi, guys, who's in here with us? I was like, yo. I'm telling you that I read that when I first got up. And because you know how I got the message and I'm like, wait, that shit don't make no sense. So I opened it and I was like, wait, this don't make no fucking sense. Oh, she did ask for a timestamp. Okay. So let's do a timestamp for Sarah. All right. I even got someone that's dealing with two different people. So like, please, Joe, I have one that got three people, and she when she orders like for all three. So I be telling her that I'm gonna do one now. And then like when I sit down to do her orders, like I tell her like I'm gonna break it down because in timing, only because that's a lot of energy. And what she'll do, she'll get like spicy, and then like she'll get like the like regular messages. But yeah, she got three people. And you know what? I think recently she's only been asking about the one, and I think it's because he is like the most, I guess, the most consistent one right now. But yeah, she used to always ask about a third person. And you can add IJ. And by the way, guys, I forgot that I wanted to do let y'all know. Um, I'm gonna promote this week. Well, like starting today, or no, this we'll do this. We will start this week. Um, spicy channel readings, like like how I do the other channel readings, but spicy for 20. So just letting you guys know, I meant to put that up. I'm like doing like I like to do this like mid-month. I do this with my hair clients. I've been like forgetting to do it on here. All right, let's see for Sarah. So timestamp for Sarah is gonna be 1 hour 16 minutes and 35 seconds. I want to say that's correct. All right, for Sarah, how will her day go? Yo, I was like, I gotta do it. I mean, we can start today if you guys want. I don't care. I was gonna start tomorrow till Sunday. All right, let's see. And I just remember because I did just order a regular one. How will the date go today with T? All right, we got the Hierophant. The Queen of Swords. The Ten of Swords. The Four of Cups. I don't know why I'm getting this energy, Sarah. I feel like, you know what I'm getting? Like flight or fight. I'm getting like and it's you. Almost, all right, it feels like almost like self-sabotage. Like I feel like you're almost in this energy where you're ready to cut it off. You're ready to put an ending to it, is what I'm getting. Like, I know we're asking about the date, but this is what's coming up for you. Like, you're, you might be putting an ending just in case, because you don't want him to put the ending. Like, you want to be the one that puts the ending to this. So you may be doing it like, I don't know if you're gonna leave this date feeling like you didn't get enough out of it, or you're yeah, like you're wanting more and you're feeling like your cup wasn't fulfilled. Show me more. The Eight of Swords in the reverse. Okay. The Five of Wands. How is your date gonna go, Spirit? The Ace of Cups in the reverse. Jess, you should have never sent for the mini. Um, I mean, I'm coming back on later anyway, so you could just get a free mini later again, Jess. See, I feel all right. So I'm getting a lot of your energy. So what it's telling me is you may have to get out of your head because I kind of see you self-sabotaging is the main energy, and you don't want to do it because the Queen of Cups is here. So it's like I feel like you're afraid of getting hurt, and so before that happens you're just like kind of ending things. That's the same energy I keep getting. It's coming out in this second row again. Like you're feeling like your cup is not full. There's no new beginning here. So you're like gonna end things before. And the Eight of Swords is in the reverse. So it's like you're out of your head, but then here comes the mental battle again with the Five of Wands. So you're like in a back and forth. And I don't feel like it has anything to do with the date. I think it just has to do with the fact that he's leaving, and you're kind of like in your feelings, and you're being way too logical about things. Um, how will their day go? How will their day go? The Six of Pentacles, the Fool, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Lovers. You see, I feel like the date is gonna go well. If anything, I see you guys laughing, having fun, and I see him like I feel like there is gonna be a seed that gets planted, right? A seed will be planted, but I don't know if you're looking at it as like too far-fetched, and this is why all this other energy is coming up. But the date itself, like you guys are gonna feel like very much in alignment, very much like I'm getting like a lot of romance, maybe holding hands, like hugging, being very close, is what I'm getting. Like just having a good time, a lot of equal give and take, sharing information. Like it feels normal, but I think internally you're gonna be feeling conflicted, and it's you, not him. Let me go to the next question. Maybe you're like thinking like, what is he thinking? What is like, what are his plans? And I feel like Spirit is saying don't think too far off. Just let things be. Um, oh my God, frozen cool whip recently topped with strawberries with crushed. Girl, you know that I saw a dessert. Literally, I thought literally mentioned it's almost exactly what you're talking about. I think it just had like different some protein and like some other stuff in it. But your date looks like it goes really, really, really good. What are your feelings for Sarah? Like the Knight of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Nine of Pentacles. Girl, he is like, even though he's taking his time, or like he's trying to be like mindful and not rush things, I'm seeing like he views you as very honest, open, someone who's very clear, someone who brings, clarity, someone who is outspoken but is also a lady, right? Like you're showing up as very beautiful to him, very independent, self-sufficient. um Show me more. That's what the guy mentioned, the sugar-free one. The Knight of Pentacles. Oh my, I mean, not the Knight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. And the Five of Swords in the reverse. He's viewing you as his perfect match. And I feel like this for me feels like, like that kindred spirit, like where we're like, you're the woman to his, like you're the girl version of him, And with the Five of Swords in the reverse, it's like that energy of like, you guys don't really have any conflicts. Like, you guys work things out. Like, you guys can communicate. You guys can literally like come together as partners. You guys can, I feel like when he thinks about future planning, like, you guys will be on the same page, or like you're easy to like get along with too. And I feel like that brings him comfort. It's like I still see this guy like planting his seeds with you, building with you. Um, yeah, like I got all these cards. You have the knight, the king, the knight, the page of wands, the two of wands, the two of pentacles, the page of cups, the ace of swords. I feel like he is in that energy of like maybe not knowing what the future holds just yet, until he moves and he sees how things go with you guys, like being at a long distance. Because I do have the knight of cups and the knight of wands, so I still am seeing him like feeling like I can still travel to her, like following his heart when it comes to you and taking action. So I still see that coming in for him. And like I said, I feel like he's views you as someone that he can actually build with, that he can actually have something consistent with, that he can actually like, talk to about certain things, and you're balanced enough to understand him. Um, so yeah, that's what I get with that. Let me get your messages. Oh my god, later today I'm gonna stretch. Um, Just, we could close the list. I meant to tell you that, my bad. Alright, let me get Sarah's messages. I'm gonna say to her, all I want is you. Very strong passion for you. Every day is your birthday in my eyes. I want to hold your hand while driving. Oh, we got a bunch that came out. I wish I could hug you right now. I miss you. I love the sound of your voice. You always smell amazing. Preparing to send you a text. Let's go for a ride. We have unfinished business. I want to apologize. I really need your forgiveness. And I didn't know love until I found you. So that is for you, Sarah. Thank you so much, my love. If you have a yes or no, um, catch me on any of my next lives. All right, I have to use the bathroom again. Sorry, y'all. I've been drinking water like crazy, and I drank a water pill. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, y'all. Alright, so IJ got a channel reading from that. Let's see. Alright, so let's see what Nat has to say. Who's in here with us, y'all? Yeah, I'm gonna still come back on tonight. But I'm gonna be getting really on my working out shit because yo, my body been ache because I'm standing on my feet for so long, y'all. That should be hurting. Oh my god! Like yesterday, I just felt wow. So all right, let's see. Just remember back to my hiatus, and not even a week later, posting back to. People be so funny. Wait, how you felt when you were at the warehouse sometimes? Wait, how did you feel? Wants to be like, let's cut my hair one more time, but I know once my hair is in its natural state. Yeah, don't cut it anymore. I mean, just wait around and see. Girl. Oh shit. Yeah. Girl, yeah. So you know, cause that's okay. That's because we were talking. Yeah, your feet, like, and then it's like too, like when I'm doing here, like, so like with you, you guys, like people that worked at warehouses, I used to do workers' comp cases. A lot of that repetitive motion can sometimes start to cause like injuries, right? And especially like in people that are a lot older or even people that are young but are doing this for a long time, right? And that's how I felt. Like I feel like when I'm doing hair, sometimes I'm in the same position and I'm only moving certain arms, so I'm like learning to like walk around instead of just move the chair around, but also wearing certain sneakers or shoes. And it's like a lot, but like oh my god, I just felt like literally like my legs were killing me. I was like, oh my god, like my back, like, and you know what felt the worst? my freaking waist. All right, we are. Oh, I got like two more. All right, we're done. Not that long, but it's I like this. So it says, I find myself wanting to know more and more about you. Like every detail is a thread that leads me deeper into who you are. It's almost unfair how curious you make me, how you leave me wondering about your thoughts, your little habits, and the way you move through your day. Sometimes I catch myself wishing I could be a fly on your wall, just quietly watching you, learning the small rhythms that make up your world. And it's strange because the more I let myself lean into this feeling, the more balanced I feel. Like there's a calmness that settles over me just by thinking of you. It's not just fascination, it's this sense of humor. Like your presence brings a steadiness I didn't even realize I was craving. You feel like someone I could endlessly discover, and the thought of that makes me smile in ways I can't explain. So that is what I have for you, IJ. Now let me get messages. I'm gonna do the black messages. Kind of like similar to what I was getting in that, not exactly, but yeah, I would say like in the reading where it's like this like wanting to know more and like I said, I feel like she's always we know she's always watched you. We've gotten that, but I feel like now is like I could do it openly, but now I'm even more curious. So let's see messages from that. I wish you would knock on my door. Yes, I'm very selfish with my time and energy. Okay, we got a few here. Hold on. Trip by LMA. I'd choose you over and over in every lifetime. I pushed you away because I was not ready. You always look good as fuck. This isn't over. I'm coming back for you. I long for your kisses. Let's see what's this. Are you ready? Look, and you just posted ready. I want to provide you with stability. You are very attractive. I would like to take you on a date. So that is for you, IJ. Her energy has lightened up a lot. Like the lovers, I just shuffled these tarot and I got the lovers card. That's why I say y'all, like I was telling Jess I was in a meeting with like other coaches. Actually, my old coach invited me to it because she knows I've been like mentoring people. She probably want to add me to her team. I'm just kidding. But we were like talking about different things, and like they were saying like how people word things. Like Flossie was the one that said she runs into that a lot, like the way people are wording things, where it's like they'll have like an affirmation that says like, um, my SP misses me, or like my SP is begging to be with me, and she's like, that implies that they're not with you. And like I was saying, like I just always tell people focus on the end goal because that's how I learn. And they were saying like, yeah, like that's what you want to do, because the thing is this, like if you focus too much on the middle, like you just be stuck there. So yeah, I feel like because Nat's energy changed a lot. Like she was like feeling like real down and out. Like I want to say earlier this week, and her energy is so much lighter. And I always say that we're the ones who change the energy, not the energy just changes. Ooh, all right, Jess, you can post. I don't know why I feel hungry. I had an early dinner. Read for this week. All right, let's see. Yeah, choosing the version of her you want. Yeah. Oh, I gotta send y'all something. Um. Oh my God, what was it? I wrote something down that I was like, oh my God, I never like heard that. Not that I didn't hear that, but like you just be surprised. Oh my God, what was it? It was about like boundary with people that ask you about your manifestation. I'm like, well, people don't ask me, but I get that. Like, just being mindful of like people that keep bringing up like the old story. Like even with like when I read for justice, if it comes up, it comes up. But I try not to bring up the old story, just because like we don't live in the old story. But a lot of people don't know that. That's why I say like it's good to when you guys go to like to go to readers that do know this, or like even with like because we were talking about readings, and like even with like when you talk to people about like things, right? Like I can say like I gotta tell IJ about this, the whole Jeep thing. A logical person would be like, oh, but that's just probably like the car that they had there, right? Because a lot of times when you rent cars, like it's whatever they have. But me, I'm like, no, that's not a coincidence. Like he got that because he knew I wanted that car. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, but it's a big difference. So sometimes people get confusing because when people are not, even people that believe in law of attraction, them law of attraction, that's a whole nother ball game. I don't even want to get into that, but just being mindful with that, because they're none of them are against people getting readings. um they just say use the readings as a clue to let you know where you're at. But if somebody is reading for you and they're constantly bringing up the old story, then that's when you got to kind of fall back from them, because you don't want to keep living in the old story. All right, reading for just this week. Hi Jasmine, how are you? Ooh, girl, you got some good cards. You got the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, the High Priestess. I feel like this is going to be a really good week for you, Jess. Like, I feel like, with them rainy days, like after it rains you always find the rainbow. Like I feel like even if like literally like let's say it rains this week, you're always gonna find the rainbow like right outside of your window. And I feel like you're very much in your power this week. Um, I feel like with the high priestess in this deck, she has it. This is your the deck that you like. She has like a book in her hand, and it's like all these butterflies just like flying around like on the book, like around her leg, um, on the side. Is this a butterfly too? No, but like they're basically it's like when you when you open up a book, and like let's say you were to open up a book and like have you seen those little gift boxes that when they open it like all this stuff pops out like Jack in the Box? I'm sure I hope you know what Jack in the Box is. I feel like that's how you're gonna feel like every time like you touch something like something magical happens. I know that sounds very spiritual, but it that's what it feels like a very abundant week. Like you're gonna feel stable. You're gonna just be feeling good, right? And I feel like the butterflies here are standing out to me, and butterflies for me always mean like they have a meaning of they could have many meanings, so you could create your, but for me like they're it's all like for me like butterflies, it's butterflies are not a rare thing to see, but they're not something that you're gonna walk outside and always see a butterfly, right? Like at least I know that that hasn't happened for me. Like I feel like butterflies are almost like rare, and I feel like let's say you are outside, like a butterfly may like be like very close to you. To me that always feels like one of your spiritual guides are around you, and I feel like butterflies are all like they're like rebirth, right? um because the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, when it comes out is a butterfly. And I feel like this could be your like you are entering a place of like evolving. And this week that's where you may feel like I'm for some reason I'm thinking about your hair. Like remember how I said like I told you I was like, yo, I think like you're gonna be changing like your hair and stuff, and you was like, oh my god, I've been thinking about cutting my hair. Like something is standing out where like that change that you made, that subtle change, is leading to other changes. So you may be working on other things, but you're gonna be very much in your power. The Ten of Cups being here, I feel like home feels good, but also your connection with this guy. Like you just have a lot of abundance coming in, and I feel like this week like maybe like your magic, I know that sounds like cheesy, but your magic is really heightened. So I would say like this week definitely like double down on like maybe like affirming, double down on like your mental diet, double down on like your projects. um you've been doing your makeup. Yeah, see, that's good. Like that's what I said. I was like, this week I'm gonna start like, and I said that those are habits that you wanna have. Remember, like we at the end of the day, we're evolving too. And I feel like when my hair is done, when I like look good, like when I work out, I eat good, like I just feel good. Like it's a big difference. And I know like for a lot of people, like that doesn't they don't care about that stuff. But one of the ladies today in the coaching call, I mean, what it was it, but the coaches call, like she was saying how like she said, we try not to get into the 3D, but she said we live in the 3D, right? Like we have no choice. We live in a 3D. So she like sometimes she'll get 3D ish with like the people she coaches. Like she'll tell them go have a drink, have a glass of wine, like get some rest, go to the spa, like get your hair done, or like go for a run. Like if you're feeling anxious, like go to therapy, or like find something that can help you with your anxiety, like EFT tapping. People EFT tap their affirmations, but like just taking all the affirming and like manifesting out of the equation, like doing things for yourself that can help you feel balanced, right? Because the last thing you want to do is be feeling an anxiety all the time. So I feel like you're fine, like you as you're doing these things, you're feeling more at ease, and it helps you feel more like in tune with what you're manifesting. And not saying that you have to do this stuff, but like we always say, like how when we talked about like the whole thing where I said when you're feeling like anxious, and you had to remind me of this, I think it was last week, where it's like it was last week, where it's like one thing happened and then now you feel a little like and you're kind of like trying to combine that with your manifestation, and you're like, no, like I'm upset about this other situation, not my manifestation. So like that's what she was trying to say. Like she was saying that like she'll tell her people that because she's like, you know, sometimes you don't even realize that your mind. And I was saying about that I realized that, like I've even used that too, where I'm like, what were you thinking? Like what was it? Because it's most likely not about your SP, and it turns out it's not about the SP. So I feel like I'm saying that to say that you're doing all of this stuff, but you're feeling like you're just feeling more at ease about things, is what I'm seeing coming up. Like you may be entering that place of like where some people say, and you know that I'm not a believer of like shifts, like looking for shifts or anything, but you may be entering that phase coming up where you're gonna be leaning more towards the confidence of this is what it is, rather than having a little bit of doubt, if there is still a little bit of doubt coming up. Like you're not going to lean into it as much as maybe you have had done in the past, right? I feel like this week is going to be a week where you're kind of just the it's like that. Remember I used that oil water analogy, where like you the more you pour water in, like the oil comes out, which is like the negative thoughts. That's what I'm getting from you. Like you're finally reaching a place where you're going to feel more in that knowing. Yeah, like the hangman. And you know the hangman is about new perspective. I feel like, yeah, there's just like shifts that are happening. We talked about this earlier. You know, I'm not into looking for shifts, but you're gonna feel naturally like you're just gonna feel a lot better, a lot more confident. Like you really gonna be on top of your stuff, and I think that this is making room for you to really like double down on like your projects and like other things outside of like, you know, our manifestations. You do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is about manifestations too here. Like the Ace of Swords, you see, like having some type of breakthrough that brings clarity. So I feel like there could be something that happens with you and him that also brings you more clarity in a good way. You have the Chariot, so I'm seeing a lot of progress with you. Like it's almost like you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna let anyone else steer this wheel. I'm steering it myself. Where before, like you could be like more passive with that, where you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna, you know, I know it's gonna happen, so whatever. Where now you're like, no, fuck this, I'm gonna make it happen now. And look, you have the World, the Four of Wands, and the Star. You have a wish fulfillment. I want to say this week, but if not, it's coming up really soon because it's in the outcome. So this is always my like what's after this week. So I feel like there's a wish fulfillment coming up for you. I'm telling you, I feel like you guys are gonna see each other. I'm gonna say before the end of the summer. I really do. I feel that like in my bones. Like I feel like you're gonna see him. Whether it's that you're at a mall or like he actually like tells you like I wanna take you out. You're touching a bicep soon. I can almost guarantee that. I've been telling you that I feel like you are gonna see him soon. Something is gonna happen between you guys soon. I really do. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna start stretching because my back been like feeling tight, my shoulders. You touching that bicep, right? Yep. Yo, I be dying at the fucking reels that we be sending to each other. Oh my god. Whew. You're welcome. Yeah, you'll be seeing him soon. Alright guys, I will see you guys later. I think I'm gonna come back on like around 9:30. I think. We'll see. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.